I think I'd be fairly safe in assuming that in most organisations that don't have some kind of contract management or contract automation system in place, most of the contracts that the organisation have will be either paper-based in filing cabinet, or they could be, scanned documents that are stored in a SharePoint or a file store somewhere, or a combination of both. When moving to or digitising this process, obviously we need to get those contracts into the contract management system. One way of doing that, certainly not the only way, one way is via an e-form. So that would be coming in and actually submitting the contract as a new contract. So I'll just go through here and make these selections. It's worth noting at this point in time, this is purely for demonstration purposes, whether it's whoever it is that comes out and performs your discovery would obviously set the solution up to meet your requirements. With this form, I'm just demonstrating a few different things here. So I've got data entry objects, I've got a drop-down list, I've got some date fields that I can enter. I've got a detail section here if I wanted to type a little bit of a note. Importantly, in this case, is a spot for me to go and upload a file. So that's my contract there, the PDF, and then I'll click on submit. So what's going to happen now, once that's been entered, is it will be in our contract repository, albeit as a new contract. If I come back out and I run a search, we can now see Black and White Hardware has entered the system. If I click on that one to open it up, we'll see the submission form that I just filled out and also the agreement that I've uploaded. So that's a very simple way of getting contracts into the system initially. Importantly, with that contract end date, what we can do then is monitor this information here. So if I come back out, you can see all these contract end dates. The system can schedule workflow assignments based off these end dates. And what I mean by that, and I've got one over here in my assignments that triggered a couple of days ago for City Limousines. So this contract end date is in just under 3 months, and I, for the sake of the demonstration, set this up to cycle looking for contracts 90 days out. So it's gone, okay, this contract is due in 90 days. Like I said, this happened a few days ago. I'm going to take you and put you in workflow, to put you in front of somebody to make a decision whether or not we want to approve and move this in and create a new contract, or reject it. We don't want to deal with this company anymore. Now, this is just one example where it might be a supplier contract. Obviously, it could be client contracts, whatever the requirement is.
So if we're thinking about a supplier contract example here, Damien, what we're doing within this workflow is you're presenting that information, that alerting someone that a contract is about to expire.
That's
so
right.
We need to make the decision before it auto-renews about whether or not action is going to be taken against that. Correct.
And I guess to elaborate that even further, I'll open up this Black and White Hardware one that I submitted just a minute ago. I've got a document I cooked up here earlier, which is a contract breach document. So I'm just going to pop that into this divider here. And I guess what I'm trying to elaborate on here is that at that point in time when this contract was to go down that scheduled renewal workflow to say, hey, this one's coming up for renewal, I could, as that individual who gets that assignment or group of individuals, when I open it up, I'll have all of the documentation that's pertained to that contract for the period that we've had it. So then if there was obviously a number of contract breaches in there or SLAs hadn't been met, whatever the compliance requirements were, it's all documented and recorded in the system, then I can make an informed decision based off that rather than going, let's just do it.
And we'd be able to store in this system more than just what we've shown here. This is just a quick example, but for example, you could set up an assignment for someone to review that supplier throughout the life cycle of the contract as well, and that could all be stored in this single location.
Yep, you could have a timed review. So maybe, if it was a 12-month contract, every 3 months, someone's going to go and review and make sure SLAs are being met and whatnot. And then that auditable information will be kept in the system. The other thing you can do in regards to FileBound, and this is a little bit of a digression, and I've done a previous webinar on it, is using a tool called FileBound Connect, which can hook into your Outlook. So particularly if you're in that contract space, you're able to very simply get emails and attachments of those emails straight into FileVand against a contract without any real drama. You run a search for it in Connect and upload it. So by using a couple of different tools, it can become a very streamlined process to manage contracts and the associated correspondence.